You're listening to FUBAR Weekly on KDSR, Demo Spin Radio, brought to you by ARC Network Live 365, the station where everyone deserves to be heard. The following program contains strong language and adult content. Listener discretion is advised. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
The fucking thing does happen to suck. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and everyone and everything in between. FUBAR Weekly Show. Today is Tuesday, the 13th of October. It's spooky month. You can say hi now. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Orianna.
Hi.
Welcome. What?
I said hi.
Hang on.
Okay, no, hi, I'm back.
I unmuted you and then you muted yourself.
No, I didn't mute myself. Don't judge me.
Okay, I don't know how to operate a computer. Leave me the fuck alone, all right? You're breaking my balls. You're breaking my balls. So tonight's gonna be weird, even though we advertised it as Sheba being the featured guest. She has a show. She's gonna be here later. We pulled in all of our friends. So right now we have Orianna, who is a belly dancer.
Hello, hello. Yes,
Howdy,
I'm
welcome.
Sheba's other shimmy sister.
Shimmy sister. I like that. Got to get me one of them.
You have one. It's me.
Oh. Let's dance. Except I'm too fat and awkward to dance. It just looks funny.
Oh, I do like
the
you
fat.
anyway.
I do the fat old man jiggle in the corner, like.
I like it. Have you seen that
usually,
Maddie Collins says hi to us today?
Yes, he did. Actually, I was just going to address that. He changed his name on there. It now says Matthew.
Isn't it always? Oh, it said Maddie before.
It said Maddie. Now it's Matthew. It's like he's classy and shit.
We're Orianna. Orianna, we're international.
Yes,
That's
we are.
right.
Maddie is listening to us from Brisbane, Australia.
Well, hello, Australia. That's really cool. That is awesome.
I believe the correct greeting is good day.
I'm not gonna do them like that. I'm not
Come on.
Australian, so hello.
Just don't say crikey though. They apparently they don't like those people. Don't like that.
Those people.
Those people. Those people.
Those people.
Those people.
So, but we like those people.
Yes, we do. We don't just like those people. We love those people because they invented the Australian kiss. That's like French kissing, but down under. But hey, yeah.
Hey.
I good at crappy joke. Did it? I got a new phone. Might assign me into a different account. Nice. And Nicole, your mom's here, so we can't say any of the dirty stuff. Yeah, we're gonna say it anyway. Hi, Mom. How you doing?
We always say the dirty words, no matter what. No matter
Yes, we
who's
do.
listening. So
Because I'm an
it's
asshole.
FUBAR. I like when people ask, "Oh, can I say fuck?" And I'm like, "No, you can't say fuck. It's literally in our name, but you can't say fuck."
You can't say fuck. You could say motherfucker. You could say fucking shit, which is one word. You could say anything but the singular word fuck, because that's a fucking offensive.
My favorite part of the F word is that you can use it for any part of speech.
Yep. Yeah. Nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't leave it as a dangling participle, because that's just frowned upon in the English language.
Don't dangle.
Don't dangle your participle. There was a movie called Oscar that had Tim Curry and Sylvester Stallone. And Tim Curry was like a speech teacher, like a proper English teacher. Mm-hmm. And he said there was a line where Tim Curry says to Sylvester Stallone, "You have a dangling participle," and Sylvester Stallone like looks down. The
I like
cute
that.
stuff. The cute stuff. So, I guess we'll get started with Orianna. Welcome to FUBAR.
Hello. It's good to be here.
From what we were chatting before, prior to about 4 o'clock this morning, you didn't even know of our existence.
I surely did not. Sure did not.
So you're getting the crash course in things FUBAR.
I'm gonna say I definitely have gotten the crash course thus far.
Good.
I'm sorry I messaged you so late. I'm always awake at that time.
You mean early?
Yeah, we would talk about that too. Like some of us have day jobs, all right?
Who?
Oh,
Who among us? Sorry.
It was just that, like, it didn't wake me up, but the minute I got up in the morning, I'm like, who messaged me? And all you had said was, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, what was happening?
Yeah, I had
what's going on?
seen.
What?
Did we freeze up?
You froze.
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
I'm too hot to freeze.
Yeah, baby.
That's just because I'm fat. Oh, Maddie changed his name. We're good.
Sorry.
We're good. Maddie changed his name. He fixed it.
I wish you could see my ghetto rigged hookup right now. Sorry. It's like my phone is hanging from my laptop.
Yeah, you should see the spaghetti that's going on behind the camera here. Raj has been having to use the booth to record school stuff. So everything's rearranged and not where it truly belongs. And I never thought of myself as having OCD, but it's like really bothering me that shit's not where it should be.
Just because he repositioned all the wires and stuff?
Well, yeah, we had it disconnected. We had to move the computer out. When I had to go record something at my mom's house yesterday. So I had to took the camera and the light and had to take stuff out, put stuff back, and
How
doing
is that thing that you were recording?
Sort of good. I'll kind of let the cat half out of the bag. I'm working on a cooking channel on YouTube, and I tried doing a test shoot at my mother's yesterday, and the food came out fantastic. The video and audio, not so much. Exactly. So it kind of defeats the purpose of it, of putting it on YouTube. But it was only a test run to see if what I had worked, and I found it did not. So I ordered some new shit, which is going to be here Thursday. So I'll give it a go again. I'll just have to go back and feed my mother and her friends again. Why not?
I'm very excited for your cooking endeavors.
Thank you.
I know you like to cook, and I'm excited to see the channel because you know that I'm a big fan of food too. So
you're going to be on it at some point. We're gonna make that happen.
I'll teach you how to make key lime pie. Can I teach you how to make key lime pie? Because
that would be good. Like you said tomato soup, which
that too.
I don't like tomato soup, but
listen, I make arguably the best key lime pie you will ever have had.
I will argue in support of you. Okay. So anyway, our lovely guest is sitting here bored out of her mind just listening to us yap back and forth.
Somebody wants to feed me. There's all this food talk going on now. I'm like starting to wonder.
Okay, what do you like? What is your like absolute favorite? If you were on death row, set to be executed tomorrow, you had to pick your last meal, what would it be? That's a good 20 questions question, by the way.
Yeah, I could answer that in 20 answers. That's a hard choice.
Seriously.
I would say my favorite splurge food is really good sushi because I love seafood. I love when it's made right. You know when it's not made right. You know what I mean when I mean splurge food. Like you gotta.
Yeah, but if you're on death row, you're not getting good sushi. Just leave that.
Hey, barring that. All right. Chicken wings, hot wings, and beer. That's a good
good send off kind of meal.
Forget everything. Yeah. I would do that. I would definitely. I can down some hot wings. I've had some nights.
Okay, what's better? What's better, the drums or the flats?
Flats.
No, this is gonna start a fight. This the drums. I like.
Here's my answer. I don't give a shit as long as I get it in my body.
No, here's the real fight question: ranch or blue cheese?
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
Ranch. Oh my God, losers.
You know what ranch is? Ranch is a white version of ketchup. That's all it is. It
Why
makes
gotta be white?
good
Why?
because it's not because that's what color it is. It's fucking white. I've never seen ranch any other color but white.
Blue cheese. Hello.
Yeah, but no. But ranch is like a white version of ketchup.
I'm gonna make
It makes good food taste shitty and shitty food taste good.
Isn't that the point? That's the point.
Yeah, but if you have good food, you don't need it. You know the original incarnation of chicken wings, the dressing wasn't for the wings. It was for the celery and the carrots.
Yeah.
And then people realized that blue cheese tastes fucking bomb with hot sauce, so they went.
Exactly. I mean,
So
to be fair, I
don't
like
understand.
Go, girl, go.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I did the concept of dipping your chicken into the blue cheese or ranch is beyond me. I don't get it. I don't like it. That's for my fries. Ranch and blue cheese are for my celery and fries.
True.
See, I dip the wing in there because I'm fucking fat, and that's just like a fat thing to do, and it's delicious. It's delicious.
Roger, have you ever tried ranch soda? Have either of you tried ranch soda?
Oh, what?
No. But now I'm wondering, hang on. Now I'm wondering, a big thing in kosher delis in New York is Doc Brown's celery soda. And if you go into Publix in the international food aisle, they have it. And it's celery soda. So now I'm wondering, get celery soda and ranch soda, and that's like a fucking salad.
So you can get, you can't get celery soda. Well, you probably can't get celery soda, but you can get buffalo soda and ranch soda at Rocket Fizz.
So buffalo soda would be spicy, yes?
Yes, and I actually like the spicy soda.
Well, that's because you're weird.
Weird. I am weird.
Weird.
So, wait, okay, I'm trying to conceptualize. You have celery flavored soda, buffalo flavored soda, and ranch flavored soda.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you were to put a crazy straw in each bottle,
that's what I'm saying.
All at once, what would happen? I'm just envisioning some sort of Willy Wonka-esque kind of the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. What?
They do.
Do you have a whole
have either of you
meal?
Have either of you ever been to Rocket Fizz?
No. What is Rocket Fizz? I was going to get to that.
I guess I'll call it. Yeah, it's a novelty candy store, and they have not even an exaggeration, 200 some different flavors of soda. And
really?
It's anything. It's some of them are classic flavors like cola flavor, but they're from around the world, or they have funky flavored lemon lime, obviously, or not lemon lime, sour apple soda. My favorite soda that they have is a jalapeno sour apple soda. And then they also have wacky novelty flavors. They have sodas based off of different celebrities. For example, Marilyn Monroe, she really liked lemonade mixed with Sprite or something like that. So they have a soda that's just for her. They have a bunch of stuff like that. So they have a ton of novelty sodas, some of which are questionable, to say the least. Some of them are actually good.
Are you able to sample them?
No, no, because they come in glass bottles, so you have to. You can buy a 6-pack if you you can do an assorted 6-pack, make your own 6-pack if you want.
So it's buying Jelly Bellies, right? You get surprise. You don't you think it's going to taste like something, but then you can't test it.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
If you've ever been to the World of Coke in either Atlanta or there was one at Epcot, where they have all the different flavors of soda. Some of them were really, really, and you could little sample size, a little small one. You could sample, but there was one called Beverly, which is an aperitif that they sell in Italy, and it is fucking horrible. But it's like a thing. If you go there with your friends and everybody knows except the one friend who it's their first time, you always make them try it without telling them what it is, and it's bitter. I've had it and liked it and had it and hated it, and it's just depends on what I ate or where I was at the moment.
Yes, we have Rocket Fizz. Aperitifs are usually bitter, so there's that.
Where is said Rocket Fizz?
There is one in Brandon, and I think the Brandon Town Center. I think that's what it's called, something like that.
Oh, by the mall.
Yeah, and then there was one here in Carrollwood, but they closed down. They're in random places. There's a couple of random ones.
I gotta
around.
say, I wonder if it's in the mall. Rocket Fizz.
What's that? There's like an outdoor mall area. It's in that outdoor mall.
Well, there's a couple of Rocket Fizz.
I'm pretty sure there's one in Wesley Chapel, if I remember right.
It is not showing one in Brandon. There's one in Wesley Chapel, Lakeland, St. Petersburg. I guess the one in Brandon must have closed.
Yeah, because the one in Carrollwood closed too.
Yeah.
But Maddie Collins made a comment. He says Sprite is lemonade, which I think is funny because the rest of the world doesn't know what lemonade is.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I guess that is a Southern American, or is it just American?
I think it's just American, but I know that for the most part, if you go to a different country and you ask for lemonade, they're going to give you what we consider Sprite. Okay. They don't understand that our lemonade is sugar, lemon, water, non-carbonated.
Right. So. It's a completely separate concoction.
Yeah. Well, Maddie, when he finally gets his ass here to the United States, he is in for a food shock. I have a feeling.
By shock, you mean he's going to get sick?
Well, he's either going to get sick or he's going to get diabetes. Either way, I mean,
same difference.
Yeah, true.
He's going to end up with a medical condition.
Totally worth it.
Can we ask Orianna 20 questions and then ask everybody else when they get here? Or like, how is this going to work?
Can we ask Orianna 20 questions? Is a frog's ass watertight? Is the Pope Catholic? There's a bear shit in the woods. Where's my phone? So yes, we can ask them whether she answers them or not. That's totally on her. But I have a feeling Orianna's going to be a good sport about this.
I know she already answered blue cheese or ranch, but we definitely got to add that.
Yes. Here we go. 20 questions. All right. So these are 20 questions that we ask all of our guests. Some are light and topical. Most are light and topical. Some are deep and philosophical. So here we go. We'll start off easy. What is your non-alcoholic drink of choice?
Non-alcoholic drink of choice. Coffee. I live on coffee. I actually drink so much coffee. I have a coffee sponsorship and a discount code. Like, damn. I started having really bad insomnia when I was in college. And
caffeine's probably not the thing for it.
But after I got out of college, I was in the AmeriCorps and I was working 12-hour shifts as a school teacher. So I started hitting the coffee. I had never drank it before, and the rest is history. And now, like, pretty much people see me in the morning with a coffee cup fused to my hand, and they know it's me. Like,
so now, how do you what's your mix? What's your coffee? How do you take it?
Most people find it deplorable, but I am actually severely lactose intolerant. So,
I mean, I don't know why they'd find that deplorable. That's not really anything you can control.
Because most people like their coffee really, really sweet, I find. And I'm exactly the opposite. I like it a little bit sour. So I really just put enough almond milk in it to change the color, and that's it.
Okay.
So
that's kind of like the way that's kind of like the way I mix a Jack and Coke. I put the Jack in the cup, and I just add a little bit of Coke just for color.
Pretty much, yeah. It's for decoration, yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is red. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, it's always been red. I don't wear a lot of red, but that's definitely like the ruby dark burgundy colors are what I gravitate towards.
Okay, I like it. Number 3, dog or cat?
Yes, both.
Okay.
That's a really hard choice. I grew up with cats. I love cats, but I also spent 3 years training dogs for a living, and I got to love dogs. So I love animals. I think that they are distinctly different, and they're amazing and crazy in their own ways. That's my opinion.
Veering off the path for a minute, Maddie had posted that talking about the food stuff. It's just like chips and chips. You weirdos call hot chips fries. We call them chips. And then he said, a lot of your foods are banned here, but we get a ton of your foods, but like the light version with all the tasty shit substituted. It makes sense. Yeah. If you've ever, they take all the good stuff out. Wait till you try real deal Mountain Dew, man. That's going to change your life and give you diabetes. Let's see, where were we? Number 4, what is the strangest job you've ever had?
Oh man, I could really go down a rabbit hole with that. Strangest job I've ever had. Strange in what way, I guess is what I would say. I did work at a psychiatric clinic for realsies for about 2 years. And that was strange in all of the ordinary, like, definition of strange. Like, heard it all, saw it all. And strange in terms of unorthodox. I was working with the breweries in Tampa Bay, booking tours, like for like brew bus style kind of tours. And it was really odd because like after working a 9-to-5 job for so many years, it was like, I'm just going to walk in a brewery and drink and get paid for it. And is this magic? And then, that was very short lived because you can't do that forever.
True. That is definitely different. Number 5, what is your biggest fear?
Ooh, what's my biggest fear? Oh boy, God, that's a rough one. Actually, I actually don't know that answer because a lot of the things I used to be afraid of, I kind of got over. Like I used to be deathly afraid of snakes. And then I had to do a music video shoot with an 8-foot python, and like you figure it out real quick. There's like a giant animal.
It's a giant nope rope.
And his head was like the size of my head, and it was like this moment of like, you're not gonna eat me, right? Okay, we're just gonna figure that out real quick. My biggest fear, I think just that normal human sense of like, I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to be a complete fuck up. I don't want to be that person that wasted their life or hurt other people or was like, people just walk around being a jerk to everyone and they don't even realize it. I think that would be my biggest fear, is waking up one day and being like, I'm the villain. Oh my God.
Actually, it'd be more like, I'm the villain. Whoa.
Yeah, no, I really hate that idea. Like other people would be like, yeah, embrace it. That's awesome. Like, no, I don't want to be that person.
No, being that person's not cool. Somebody just mentioned to me the other day that they went out to dinner, and the person they were out with was incredibly rude to the wait staff, like just ridiculously obnoxious. But she said that he didn't even like it wasn't like he did it and then laughed. Like that was just him. Like that's the kind of person you don't want to be. You don't want to be a walking asshole. That's
going to be a big nope.
Yeah, I get so uncomfortable around those people. Like, do you?
I
Go ahead, Nicole.
I had gone out to dinner with some friends a while back, and the one of the people she wasn't rude per se. She was just extremely high maintenance to like a ridiculous degree, and she wasn't like nice about it, and she probably had no plans on like tipping extra. And I was so embarrassed by her behavior at the restaurant that I had something to do suddenly. And then I left a tip for the server, even though I never even got my food. Like,
damn.
So like I can't. And then I haven't been out to eat with that person since then. This was years ago.
Nicole, your dad just answered probably the best answer to the biggest fear. Dying slowly. That is fucking scary. Like, he's right. That's like a holy shit answer. It's like there's not even, you can't even make anything funny about that. It's like shit. That just got real. All right,
Dad dropping some existential crisis realness down here.
No shit. All right, let's move on before we all fucking drag it down. All right, number 6. What is your guilty pleasure song? Like the one song you'll rock the fuck out to, but if you stop at a light, you got to like lower it because you don't want anybody to know.
The Meg Myers cover of Running Up That Hill. Do you remember that original, the Kate Bush? Like, I'm not going to sing. You're not going to get me to do it.
Oh, come on.
No.
Hum a few bars.
It was an 80s song. If I only could make a deal with God, get him to swap our places. Been running up that road, been running up that hill, been running up that mountain. See, yeah, you don't know it.
Well, it's kind of ringing a bell, but I'll have to check it out.
It's really good, and it's like my pump up song, like driving to the grocery store, and now I'm getting like jazzed about it.
Number 7, what is the fictional character you most identify with?
How? I really liked Sabrina's character in the Netflix series Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
That's actually a pretty good series.
I really liked
I'm not a big TV watcher, but that's a good series.
I really liked how they did her character, and I saw a lot of similarities in how I would have reacted to things. I mean, I liked all of the characters in that series. They were all amazing and perfectly chosen as actors, but
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I think I'd be having the same reaction there, where I just do not know what to do with this situation.
Okay. I like that. That is a good series. So if you haven't checked that out, people, check it out. Recommended by Raj. Not that that fucking matters, but you know, whatever. Number 8, vanilla or chocolate? We're talking about flavors here.
Chocolate. I will always choose chocolate. I feel like you can get vanilla at any time. Like, go for the gold.
Number 9. What is your go-to comfort food? The one thing that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside?
Guacamole.
Guacamole. Guac-a-mole. Guac-a-mole. That I love that song.
Watch, I'm probably gonna get like fan gifts of guacamole and chocolate now. That would be great. I also really like Mercedes Benz's and
How about a Mercedes Benz full of guacamole?
Yes, and for your interest, I'll have my Amazon wish list after the show. No, I'm kidding.
Number 10. What is your favorite cheesy movie?
Oh wow. Cheesy movie. That's another great question. There's a couple.
Want to say hi?
No.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
Bye, Dad.
Love you, Raj.
Oh, I was about to say, like, pay no attention to the person behind the curtain.
Nah, he's bringing me water.
Oh.
Because nothing says badass than doing a show like this and drinking water.
Stay hydrated.
Absolutely.
Would Rocky Horror Picture Show count as cheesy?
I would say that is a cheesy doesn't mean bad.
Okay, like it's a cult classic, but it's cheesy.
Well, it's cheesy, and it was intentionally made cheesy. Like that was the whole idea, and it's glorious. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, like it's like good cornball.
Exactly, and it was well written, well acted. I mean, holy shit, was it well acted?
I mean, it's been playing in theaters. It's the longest running movie that's consistently been playing in theaters of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Not surprised. I mean, I've seen the movie. I've seen it live in theaters. Just the movie. I've seen it live in theaters with performers. I saw it on Broadway in New York City. It's just in all ways, it's always just a great time. So that's a damn good answer. Would you break, Nicole?
All of it.
I see Sharky.
Yeah, he's right. He's hanging out right there.
What's up, cat?
Dropped
What are you doing? Just sitting there, you pussy?
My ghetto rigged.
Try not to break stuff. All right.
Good. Here,
moving on. Number 11. What's up, cat? She's frozen. I think stop moving stuff around. You froze. There we go. Sup, Shark? Sharky could care less about shit right now. He's just sitting there. Look at the face on that thing.
There's a dog next to me too, but she's over there.
Yeah, Minnie's just chilling.
Yeah, she's pretty chill. So
We'll move on to number 11. What is your favorite literary work?
And this is like really going all over the place.
I told you that's how we do it.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
That's why it's FUBAR.
Literary work. Man, I should have been more prepared for this.
Well, I mean, considering you found out about the show less than 24 hours ago, you're doing pretty damn good.
Okay, well, that's good. Thank you for that. I needed that encouragement because I'm really racking my brain. Like, favorite literary work. There's so many books I have loved. This is going to sound a little funny, I guess, but I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Why would that sound funny?
Well,
it's one of the most popular book series ever.
I didn't get into it because I was an avid reader or because like I actually read the books after the movies had come out. So like I was actually a school teacher at the time, and a lot of my kids really weren't big readers. I was a middle school teacher. Like you were pulling teeth to get them to read anything. And I had a boy that was so attached to me, and he's like, "Do you like Harry Potter?" And I said, "Well, I've seen the movies, but it's for kids younger than you, isn't it? You're in 8th grade." And he's like, "Oh, no, it's way better than that. Like, you don't understand. You would never understand." And he really challenged me.
Damn.
And I was like, "Fine, I will race you all 8 books. First person to win buys the other person lunch." And that's how I read Harry Potter.
Okay.
And I won, but I still bought him lunch.
That's cute. Yeah. That's funny, though.
That's how I got into it.
Number 12. If you could have lived through any time period, including the shit show that is 2020, what time period and why?
I really love the 1930s. American 1930s. Let me specify that. Well, it's not, I say that because I really love the style of dress. I like the Art Deco style. I take a lot of inspiration from those motifs. Like Nicole's seen my costumes and things like that. So I have a lot of that vintage styling in what I do. And my original character of Orianna, when I was a baby performer, right, was a kind of 1930s Art Deco sort of person. So okay. I say that because in other countries, you have a very different idea of what was going on in the world at that time. And I feel like the 1930s in America was that time in between, of course, the Roaring 20s and the Second World War. So you had this kind of neat little period of time that was very brief, but it was peaceful, and everybody was happy, and people were starting to kind of come into their own after the 20s. The car had been invented, electricity was becoming more prevalent. It was very much a time of discovery and of new scientific advances before the war struck.
Okay. That's a great answer, actually.
I was ready for that one.
Hell yeah. One of the trickiest questions. You nailed it. Number 13, what is your adult beverage of choice?
I'm usually a red wine drinker. For a very, very long time, I was a rum and Coke drinker, and only because I knew how much it would cost and exactly what it would taste like at the bar. Like I knew what I was supposed to be getting.
That consistency is key. That's why I drink Jack and Coke.
Right. It's going to be $7 to $10, and I know exactly what I'm getting. But yeah, I'm a red wine drinker at this point.
Okay. Number 14. I don't know if you have a significant other, but celebrity free pass. If you got the hall pass to hook up with any celebrity, now they will be a willing participant in this hypothetical. So no roofies.
Okay. Can I say young Johnny Depp? Like
21 Jump Street?
Yeah, like 21 Jump Street era.
Okay, yeah.
Can we go back in time? Because I didn't really like his whole like poncho, like art school student kind of look. Where he got a little weird there, but or I don't really like longer hair usually.
Okay.
It looks great on some people, but on him I was like, no, Why did you do this?
Okay.
So yeah, younger Johnny Depp.
That'll work. Number 15, I'm a car guy. So what is, it's a two-part question. What is your dream car and what was your first car?
So I'm a car person too. My dream car is a 1952 red Corvette convertible.
Yeah.
With the white detailing and inset. That's always been my dream car. I've always been into vintage cars, especially vintage Corvettes. So that would be my dream car. My first car, however, was a 1997 Ford Escort.
Hey, all right.
But it was red, so.
Oh, there you go. You were close. You were close. It was almost the same. It had 4 wheels and red, and you put gasoline in it. It was almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Number 16. What is the first album you remember buying?
The first album I ever bought was Michael Jackson's Thriller on cassette tape.
Nice.
With my own money.
Nice. That's a damn good album. Still holds up today, is amazing.
Absolutely.
Number 17. What is the social cause you most stand for?
Actually domestic violence, because I am a domestic violence survivor. So that is something that I care very deeply about. And I am on the board of directors of a nonprofit organization that is working to provide free and reduced dance and fitness classes to women that are in the shelters.
Nice.
We had a lot of trouble getting it off the ground because of the pandemic. So, but the shelters are absolutely overridden right now with everybody being quarantined.
Yeah.
So that is something I really, really care about. And I'm always willing to talk about it with people if they have questions or need resources.
Nice. That's a unique answer. We've never gotten that one before. I like it. Number 18. I don't know if you're a gamer, but what is your favorite video game?
I'm not a huge gamer. My favorite one growing up was Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
Back when I had the Super NES, right? Well, I'm really showing my age now.
That's all right. I'm still older than you, so don't worry about it.
Fair enough. I would say the most recent one that I tried and enjoyed was Skyrim. I really thought that was cool. I thought that was well done, and I liked the storyline in it.
Nice. Number 19, and you can't say belly dancer.
Okay.
All right. What is your dream job?
That is so funny that you mentioned that. My dream job is when I was a kid, and something that I'm actually currently looking into, spoiler alert, is Egyptologist.
Nice.
I wanted to be an Egyptologist. I was obsessed with ancient Egypt. I love archaeology. I love the ancient world. When I was in, I have an art degree. When I was in art history classes, I was always about older art styles and ancient civilizations, when all of my contemporaries were like Picasso and Renoir and all of these other modern, like more abstract ideas. I was like, but look what they were doing 4,000 years ago. That's so fascinating to me.
Now, I really hope that comes true for you. I really like to see my friends succeed, but you need to promise me something. That if you go to Egypt and you find a tomb, don't fucking open it.
So, plot twist.
Don't.
They actually just found, I know 52 mummies in Saqqara, right outside of Giza. They just found a massive necropolis. Incredible find. If you read it and you see the images, they are completely intact. And that was like, like all of my childhood dreams. Like
that was this year that they found that, right?
It was actually a couple months ago.
Yeah, and as soon as I read that article, my instinct was close the fucking door, bury the thing. We don't need that shit in 2020. I've seen the mummy. I know it can happen. We don't need that.
So there's actually no mummy's curse. I actually just watched a really great documentary video with Dr. Colleen Darnell, who I highly recommend, as like a very adept Egyptologist. And they had her watching the mummy and commenting throughout it. Like she could read the hieroglyphs they were using in the movie. She was saying, this is right, this is wrong. But according to her, there is actually no mummy's curse. there was only curses against those who were grave robbing. And the curses were usually along the lines of like, your afterlife experience is going to suck now. So the whole thing with Tutankhamun and like people getting sick and everything, that was actually completely coincidental and or made up.
Okay.
So good news. You can't blame 2020 on that.
Okay. Nicole's mom says, from someone who has watched every one of your podcasts, I say Egyptologist is the coolest answer anyone has given.
Well, thank you.
There you go. Number 20. And when I said 20 questions, I'm Polish and I don't know how to count. So it's actually more than 20 questions, but we're at number 20 right now.
Thanks for the warning. Okay.
No problem. Number 20. What is the most crazy, weird, shocking fact about Orianna?
Crazy, weird, shocking fact.
Like something that would surprise people. Like, like wow, that's
weird, shocking fact. Okay.
Probably that you want to be an Egyptologist. That was.
Is that
I didn't
shocking?
see that. I didn't see that one coming.
That's maybe unusual. I wouldn't know about shocking.
It doesn't necessarily have to be shocking, but I was, something interesting about yourself besides.
Crazy, weird, shocking. Okay, here's a crazy fact actually that I found out within the past 2 years. When I was growing up, my parents were performers as well, but I didn't know how far back it went in my family. I'm actually a 4th, possibly 5th generation performer.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, different disciplines, or was everybody involved with dance?
Mostly different disciplines. My mother, father, an uncle, and my grandfather were musicians. My mother was also a singer-songwriter, and there was a professional ballroom dancer about 100 years ago. And get this, I found out she was also redheaded.
Wow.
What are the odds? Yeah, so that really surprised me and it made me really excited. Like, that's so cool.
That is a cool fact.
Yeah. I don't know about shocking. Maybe it shocked me because I had no idea after all these
But it's
years.
definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Number 21. Is the earth round or flat?
Oh my God, it is round. Come on.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am sure about that.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Number 22. What did you want to be when you grew up?
Aside from an Egyptologist, my second chosen profession was to be a detective.
Yeah, like a police detective or like a Sherlock Holmes private detective?
Like a PI. Yeah, like Sherlock Holmes. Because I love puzzles. I love figuring things out. I'm very much into like murder mysteries and thrillers and like figuring out who done it and all of that. I do love that.
Number 23, what is your preferred music streaming service?
Recently got into Spotify. After years of my students being like, I found this on Spotify. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I discovered how many channels they had on there. And I'm like, this is amazing. Oh my God.
And the last question that I have for you,
okay,
and this will determine whether or not we can be friends and you get invited back on the show, iPhone or Android?
I have an Android and I'm sticking with Android.
Yay!
Good.
You're cool.
Oh, I'm broke.
You know what's funny? We had a friend of mine on the show, and I said I hate Apple, and she's like, "Why? Because you're poor?" I'm like, the fact that I'm poor has nothing to do with it. I just don't like fucking.
It has quite a bit to do with it for me. I can get everything and more on Android for like a fraction of the cost.
And if you buy it at the right time, you get the iPhone, you get the features the iPhone's going to have 2 years from now.
Exactly. And like, I'm sorry, but I just feel like Androids are much more user friendly. They're like the PCs of phones. Like, why would you get something where you can only use other Apple products? But of course, I mean, that's the whole thing and we won't go there, but yeah.
Yep. All right, Nicole, your
Yes.
question.
Hit me.
Orianna, can you take us through a typical day in the life?
Typical day in the life of Orianna. I stumble out of bed and I go for my first cup of coffee. Notice I said first. And then I flip on my computer. I start my work. We've been working from home, of course. I work in law now. And then I stumble back for my second cup of coffee because it takes two for me to function at least. Usually on my lunch break, I'm working out, trying to go through a choreography. I'm texting students all day long. I'm talking to people in other countries all day long. I am constantly flipping back and forth. And there was definitely a time in my life that became extremely stressful for me. And it was getting out of control with how much I was having to do. After I'm done with work and I've had my third cup of coffee, I'm usually working on websites for people. I'm coaching. I'm teaching class in the evenings, private lessons possibly. And if I have a gig that night, then I start putting on the makeup and doing the thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I get up in the morning and I do not stop. It's like coffee, hit the bed.
So what you're saying is you're not awake at 3 o'clock in the morning when Nicole is texting everyone.
Asking me how I am. I'm like,
I gotta say, Nicole, we were talking about this before we went live. I loved your line of Roger is probably sleeping. Yeah, fucking A, I'm sleeping. Because I gotta be up and functional at 7.
But Sheba was not sleeping. She was responding to me.
Sheba doesn't have a day job right now. She's usually up at all hours.
My sleep schedule's been a little funky for the past few days. So I slept all day today, but I have been working nonstop since Thursday. So there's that.
That's fine.
Fine. I guess we'll take that excuse.
Listen, at least I wasn't video chatting you at 3 o'clock in the morning, showing you my burrito. Okay. Yeah.
That's true. And just to be clear, she was showing me her burrito. So just so nobody gets the wrong idea. All right. Fucking animals.
And that's not a euphemism for anything. It was just like, look at this burrito I made.
A fucking burrito. So one of the, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I had some Florida Man stories for you if you're interested.
Fucking love Florida Man. Hell yeah, I'm interested. I love that shit.
All right. So Florida Man made the news again, but not in the way that Florida Man normally makes the news.
I'm going to be disappointed, aren't I?
I guess. Maybe not. Because a new category of topics was added to the Jeopardy board.
Just for...
It was...
Oh, so that's the story, is it's Florida Man as a category on Jeopardy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed.
Florida Man has...
Nicole, you're going to have to repeat what you just said.
Yes.
You have to repeat what you just said because it sounded like you were trying to order a cheeseburger, large fries, and an apple pie. So Florida Man now has its own category on Jeopardy. Wait, let me grab the article real quick. There we go. Florida Man has a category in Jeopardy, and it's exactly how you're expected. Florida Man steals this ultimate driving machine after he's told he can't buy it with food stamps, things like that. The first round of guests on the show, or I guess contestants on the show, said that they only got 2 of them right. I guess Florida Man isn't as popular as we thought. Sad face. See, now is it like is it just like is Florida Man the actual category, or is the answer to every question, what the fuck is Florida Man? Or who is Florida Man?
Florida Man has his own category. Like he's got his own row of questions or whatever.
I could only picture how that would go in the Saturday Night Live, bit with Will Ferrell playing, Trebek and Daryl Hammond playing Sean Connery. Florida Man.
I have another Florida Man story that you might appreciate.
It's got to be fucked up then.
Oh yeah, Florida Man accused of forcing small alligator to drink beer.
Yes, that's my kind of inbred cousin fucker.
See, this is my favorite type of Florida Man.
You keep Nicole. This is gonna be like Nicole, this is like old school TV where you need to adjust the rabbit ears or something because you keep cutting out and getting all janky. So try again.
Okay.
Goes in tight.
That's what she said.
Comes out loose.
Florida man from Palm City, Florida. I'll go slow in case I cut out again.
Okay.
Authorities say that they have arrested a Florida man who provoked a small alligator into biting his arm and poured beer into the animal's mouth. News outlets report 27-year-old Timothy Kepke, a 22-year-old Noah Osborne were charged last week with unlawfully taking an alligator. I didn't know you could unlawfully take an alligator. I didn't know that stealing an alligator was unlawful.
So did the alligator bite his arm and they poured beer in its mouth to try and get it to let go? Did they intentionally get the alligator to clamp onto the guy's arm so he could pour beer? I mean, like, what's going on? What the fuck is Florida man doing right here?
It looks like they instigated him so he would bite the guy's arm, but then he keeps feeding the alligator beer as the alligator struggles, because it was little. Like the video that I'm seeing is like a little guy like this big. So he was charged with not animal cruelty, but unlawfully taking an alligator, and he was arrested. He got out on bail, and he didn't need an attorney. He just paid his fine and said, I won't do it again. The alligator said was alive and when they released it. So he wasn't hurt. But now this alligator has a taste for beer.
All right. So
and human flesh at the same time, I guess.
True, but it's Florida, man. So that's just pretty messed up.
Apparently that wasn't a concern. So
I'm taking from this, like, you did this, so your problem. You leave that alligator alone, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So that it?
That's my Florida man stories. And I got some famous birthdays today too, if you're interested.
All right. Who's celebrating the birthday?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for starters, Miss Politician.
Yay.
Yes.
We like her.
Yeah. And also Tiffany Trump.
She's the youngest one, right? Well, the youngest daughter, right?
I believe so. She turns 27 today.
Okay.
Let's see. Kelly Preston.
Rest in peace.
Yep. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going down my list of people who are relevant. Margaret Thatcher.
She dead too.
And I say,
I was gonna say,
I say relevant because there's a lot of like.
Yeah. Well, Margaret Thatcher was relevant, as was Kelly Preston. Did everybody freeze, or did I just
Mr. Paul Simon, who is still alive? I
met him once.
Did you hear Kelly?
Very short.
Really?
Yeah, really short.
I'm a fan of his music. Marie Osmond.
Very nice guy.
Marie Osmond.
I think she was better when she was singing with her husband, Donnie.
Sammy Hagar.
The brother and sister was a joke. Jesus Christ.
No. I'm saying Sammy Hagar is also celebrating his birthday today.
No, I was saying that I like Marie Osmond when she was singing with her husband, Donnie.
Gotcha.
Brother and sister.
That's right. Totally forgot.
Everybody was just like frozen. I'm like, is everybody frozen? It was a joke, just not that fucking funny. The joke wasn't that funny. All
right. That's it. That's all for my birthdays today.
Speaking of Sammy Hagar, I would be neglecting if I didn't point out that or recognize that Eddie Van Halen passed away this past week, which is, a bummer, especially for us, those of us who grew up in the 80s and 90s, rocking the fuck out to Van Halen while we drink beer in the parking lot. Sad. I mean, life, it happens. I met him once as well. Actually, I met him in the same place I met Paul Simon, just not at the same time. But nice guy.
That's interesting.
Nice guy. Very nice guy. Well, I worked at a hotel where we had a lot of celebrities through. So you'd meet all kinds of people.
I have a history thing for you today too, which is,
I love history.
Yeah. 1775, the U.S. Navy was started.
Okay. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Navy.
Yeah. And hold on, wait. There is a couple of other things. In Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. 1966, Jimi Hendrix Experience debuts with American guitarist Jimi Hendrix, bassist Noel Reddin, and British drummer Mitch Mitchell in France. It was the first time that they played.
Nice.
And in 2016, American singer-songwriter Bob Dylan was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for Literature.
Nice. You know, it's funny. You see somebody like Bob Dylan. Imagine Bob Dylan if you listen to his. She's frozen and talking.
A couple of other
She froze, so I guess when she freezes, she can't hear me.
Yeah, that's what I'm taking from it.
Yeah, you froze up again, Nicole.
Oh, I can hear you guys.
Oh, well, okay. What the hell was I saying? I was just saying something.
Something about Bob Dylan.
Oh, think about how Bob Dylan sings. Imagine him going on a show like, America's Got Talent or The Voice or one of those, singing. Not real, forget it. Neglecting the fact that he's an incredible songwriter, like an absolutely phenomenal songwriter. But just the way he sings, he'd never make it today. I just find that funny. So what else you got, Nicole Leo?
You don't think that he has the...
I don't think he's got you're frozen. Your internet. Okay, now you're good. I don't think what?
Oh, I was just say I know I freeze up because my heart is made of ice. What happens? I don't know. No, I don't have.
It's not easy being that cool, I guess.
No, that's all my history and stuff that I had. Oh, I had an NFL. No, I had an NFL history today, but I closed out the window. Sorry.
Oh, all right. This day in history, a bunch of dudes, played football. Looks like Sheba is ready to come on.
Yay.
So here we go. Admit one.
Hello.
See, connecting.
How are you?
There she is. Welcome.
Sheba.
Hi.
Welcome to the party. I was going to say you went sideways. Now you're straight up.
Does this work? Can you see me okay?
We can see you. We can hear you. Can you see and hear us?
I can.
Awesome. So welcome. You had a show earlier. How'd that go?
It was great. I was actually watching a show for work, but it was with Body Joy Intimacy School. They did a live stream on deep throating.
Quality education.
Yeah, for sure. Is it true that if you
quality education? Yes, I took this and.
Oh, I have a question. Is it true that if you have a anal stimulation, your gag reflex goes away?
They didn't cover that. It's possible. Oh. It's definitely possible.
I've heard that if you
we should all.
Nicole's been freezing up all night, so this is
plug-in or something.
Nicole, you need to fix that internet, all right? Because she's frozen like.
Sorry,
I don't know
guys.
She can still. And she's back.
I can hear and see everything.
you keep like it keeps like jumbling up, and you freeze. So you had just frozen with, and we couldn't hear you. So try saying it again.
Oh, that I had heard that if you have an anal plug or a finger in your butthole, that it's easier to deep throat because you have less of a gag reflex. Something about the two ends of the digestive system releasing together.
Wow.
Somebody's gonna have to try this out for science.
But they did.
Fine.
They said,
I volunteer as tribute.
Okay, I'm gonna teach you guys what they taught on the live stream. So you don't have to do it, Roger. But you might. I mean, hey, why not? Everybody do it. Okay, so like you just like relax your throat and just like like you do like warm-ups,
okay.
you kind of like have to warm up by using your voice. It was
doing
fascinating.
like doing vocal warm-ups.
Like vocal warm-ups, yeah. And the woman, Lele Hartloom, she is also a voice coach. So she uses that and incorporates it with her teaching, and it was fascinating. So I figured since I was gonna be going there before, that I would bring my devil horns, because I'm horny now after, you know, watching all that deep throating education.
Did they play videos?
What did I miss? What did I miss, guys? Hi, Orianna.
Hey, you missed them grilling me with 20 questions.
Yay. I love this.
Don't worry, we're going to grill you with 20 questions in a few minutes.
I can't wait. So did Orianna tell you all about Deluxe Dance Studio?
We were talking about it before we went on, but no, I haven't had a chance. This is my co-owner of the online dance studio that Sheba and I started, Deluxe Dance, and I teach my belly dance classes on it. She teaches her burlesque, and we have Zumba, yoga, flexibility with Kitty.
And Qigong.
We have Qigong, hooping, and I always miss one.
Oh, and tell them about the Thriller.
Why don't you tell them about Thriller?
No, you tell them.
Oh my God,
you
no,
tell
you
them.
Somebody tell us about Thriller.
Okay, so
Steve and I got to know. You told me to do it.
1970. No, okay, you tell them.
So we got together and we decided for Halloween this year, we are going to teach the Thriller choreography from Michael Jackson's video.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. And we got finished filming it, and you can buy the video and learn it with us. And we're going to have a flash mob in downtown Gulfport where we stumble out as zombies, socially distant like, and do the Thriller video.
This is the dream, you guys. We can't do a flash mob if we don't have people willing to be 6 feet away from each other in zombie makeup and clothing. So if you're out there and you're feeling like you need something, I'm pretty sure it's dressing like a zombie and being weird with us in public.
When is your flash mob tentatively scheduled for?
October 30th at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Go to deluxedancestudio.com. I was just going to say that.
So if you're in the Tampa Bay area and you want to be a flash mob zombie, message one of these young ladies. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done the Thriller dance? Do you guys have any experience as zombies?
I've gotten drunk enough where I acted like a zombie.
I've been a zombie before. So I've been a zombie once or twice. Yeah.
So October 30th. Hang on, let me see what
That's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
That's a Friday.
And what time?
7 p.m. Be there or be square.
Weather permitting. # Florida life.
Oh, see, come on. Zombies come out in the rain, don't they? Or does that make them melt? Or that
Not
witches?
this zombie. My makeup? No.
So that's a Friday. I gotta see what's going on that night.
I'm sure that we could do the choreography with an umbrella, but that would be weird.
It would be a little awkward.
So now this online dance school that you guys do, is it done via Zoom? Is it just videos they could purchase? Is it a live thing, or is it a pre-recorded thing?
Do you want me to take a stab at it, Boo?
Go for it.
Okay. So basically when Shelter in Place started, Orianna and we kind of met before. I did the vagina monologues in St. Pete. Roger, are you vagina friendly? Have you seen the vagina monologues?
I have not seen it in its entirety, but I am familiar.
You are familiar. So we did the vagina monologues, and then we did an after party, and I booked Orianna for the after party, and I didn't know her, and I was like, she looks fierce as fuck. She has to be in this show. And then of course she was so amazing. And then afterwards I was like, teach me what you know. And so me and her started doing one-on-one lessons together, and we were like, maybe we should just start a virtual dance studio and offer classes for people who, are at home sheltering in place. And it's just a way for people. I teach yoga, so it was a way for me to continue my practice teaching and to teach burlesque classes. And so it just gives a Zoom class for, people who are not, interested in going into a dance studio right now.
Well, that's good. Plus, it gets people moving, which, something we definitely all could use.
Yeah, and people can do it from all over. Like, it's not just, you're not locked into location. People, pop into our classes from all over the country.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
From France. So.
Yeah, we have an instructor in France. Boom.
Nice. International instruction. Now, how's the turnout been? Have you gotten good reception?
It was a little shaky at first, but yeah, it's actually been going very well. I think this was the perfect time to start it because online classes are now the thing. Whereas, before it was like, well, how can I really take a dance class? How can I take a fitness class online? But the reception has been amazing. I think people love being able to try new things right now too. So,
well, one thing that to me, because I'm not a dancer, but it seems as if somebody who is new to dance and would be self-conscious, it would be a great way for them to do it and feel a little bit more comfort being in the comfort of their own home or wherever they are. That actually seems like a great idea.
Exactly, because the only person that can see you is the instructor.
Yeah, and people, I feel like a lot of as an instructor, a lot of people have a hard time. They have busy schedules. It's hard fitting in a class and, they end up just skipping it. And this gives them the opportunity to just fit it into their day and do it from home. Like people kind of like that because they don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to jump in the car and go to a studio. Yeah.
So we got Leela Bell and Alistair sitting in the waiting room. Should we bring them in?
Let's bring them in. Let's have a party.
Admit.
Oh, my burlesque family is all here now.
It's now. Oh, that is the cutest graphic ever. I love that.
Aw.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi guys, how are
you? We don't have video of you guys, but we got your audio. How you guys doing?
Splendid.
Wait.
We are currently driving, so that's why there's no video. We're in the car.
Be safe.
Well, she's driving. I'm just along for the ride.
So how much have you had to drink tonight, Alistair? Oh, so you guys doing good?
Yeah. I've spent a lovely week with Leela Bell. Yesterday was her birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday, Leela Bell.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Leela
birthday,
Bell.
love.
So we had a good long weekend spent together, and it was very nice. And now we are on the way back to Tampa. It's a long drive. How are you guys? How are you, Roger?
I'm good. Above ground and kicking, and trying to survive day by day, my man.
Yeah, Nicole, how are you? I miss you.
Yes, love. I miss you too. I love you. I'm good.
Oh, good. And then there's also,
yes.
I know you can't look at the video, Leela Bell, but we also have Orianna's here.
Hey guys, miss you. Miss the shows, miss your faces.
I know, me too.
Hugs. That's what I miss most of all.
Hugs, yeah.
Yes.
Hugs and love. And
you too, wearing her cute little double horns. Yeah, Sheba's here.
the gang's all here.
We've got the
It's all here.
It truly is the whole gang.
whole.
Who's? I can't.
So what?
Oh, I was like, I'm having a hard time. My internet connection sucks today, apparently.
Yeah, it does. Very much so.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll forgive you because you're awesome. What the hell?
I got a lot of things streaming right now.
So we got the whole gang here. Apparently, there's a show coming up that everyone is on except for me and probably Nicole. I don't know.
Well, if you sign
mean,
up for dance classes, you
We
could be.
can, yeah, we can change that, Roger, if you want. If you have an act, you know, we could slip you in.
I tell dick and fart jokes.
We're not opposed to those.
Strip for a year.
What'd you say, Alistair?
I said I've been trying to get Roger to strip for a year.
Oh, I'll strip.
Oh,
I have no problem with
He's
stripping,
already-
but
he's already
I've
pole
da-
danced.
yeah, I've already pole danced. I have no problem with stripping. I have no problem with dancing. All I'm saying is if you choose to watch it, you will suffer those consequences and those mental scars. Once you see it, you'll never unsee it. No matter how much bleach you pour into your eyes, it's going to be there. Just picture 350 pounds of chewed bubble gum jiggling around. That's what you're going to get. And I don't want to subject anyone to that. And
Roger,
I mean,
easy. A man can only get so aroused. Relax.
Roger,
Hey, take a cold
you know,
shower.
people are into a lot of different things, and you never know who's going to be into that. I mean, there's someone out there.
Yeah, but that's like that's a little weird even for me. It's, you know, I see it every day when I step out of the shower. There's a giant fucking mirror. And I just look at him like, Jesus Christ. And I just turn and walk away. After I air dry.
Yes. So the show that we're going to be doing is this Saturday. Dun, dun, dun. It's a Coast to Coast Cabaret, and it's a special showcase collaboration between a production company that I started with Ames Mitchell called Make It Rain Productions. And Alistair and Leila Bell are, as you know, amazing Tampa Bay producers with Vintage Variety with PGC Productions. And so we're teaming up together to do this show, Terror Tease, because we are so enthusiastic about the spooky season, and we wanted to have a Halloween show. And Coast to Coast Cabaret, we've pretty much done 6 months of this virtual variety show. And I started working with MC based in Oakland, Jamie DeWolf, who does a show called Tourette's Without Regrets. And
I like that name.
Collaborated. Yeah, it's good stuff. And I feel like you guys would love each other, Roger. I feel like you guys need to meet.
Who?
You and Jamie. I feel he's also a fan of dick and fart jokes. I feel like you guys maybe are lost brothers from another mother.
It's possible. It's possible.
But I'm actually going to be performing in his show, which is this Thursday. They're doing a virtual show called Devil's Night. Whoa. And
My kind of night.
yeah, I'm going to do a special number for that showcase. And then, so me and him started working together back in Oakland with a show that I produced there called Seduction Feroce. And when the pandemic happened, I called him and I was like, I got an idea. You're on one coast, I'm on the other. Let's do a show. Then we could do it together. We had no idea what we were doing. Didn't even know how we were going to do it. We were just like, let's, kind of like a fundraiser, like let's create a showcase where we can give tips to performers who are now out of work in like a major way. And so we did it on Instagram Live, and it was literally an experiment. And it was really fun. He had a piece of paper and he put like the tip information on like this piece of paper that came down like this in front of his face. So it was just like totally like Pee-wee's Playhouse. It was, you know, spontaneous and, you know, pure art. And we had acts from all over the country and it was super fun. And when we finished, we were like, should we do it again? Let's do it again. And then we started doing it on Zoom because it gave, you know, an opportunity for people to chat and engage and have more screen to work with. So yeah, it's been going 6 months and, you know, it's still providing opportunities for performers to have a creative outlet and perform, as well as for us to create opportunities for them to make some income during this weird time.
For any of our viewers, I just posted the event page link on our Facebook page, and I will put it on Instagram later as well.
Thank you.
You're
welcome. Come and throw digital dollars. We love it. We love it when you make it rain. That is where it all came from, is the spirit of making it rain for all of the performers who are out of work right now.
Now, have you been getting a good audience turnout?
Yeah, we have actually. I mean, that's kind of the motivation of keeping it going is we find that, you know, not only do the performers really need an outlet, but it kind of, the Zoom environment gives a live show feeling. And I think that people miss that. People need that. It's a sense of community. And that's why, you know, underground art thrives in the way that it does, is because, you know, there is a need for people to come together and see art and share art. And so definitely, like, you know, if you build it, they will come, and we just keep building it and they keep coming. So, you know, It's my absolute favorite thing to share art with people. And there's just so many amazing artists in the Tampa Bay area and all over the country that I've worked with and that I've shared stages with. And I just get super excited to share those with people and, you know, blow people's minds. And Alistair and Leila Bell, you probably feel the same way.
Oh, for sure. I think that having art especially in a time of need, you know, a lot of the artists that I know have been talking about what it's like to be able to perform again and the catharsis that we have as performers. But I also think that if you look at any crisis in any world history, any world historic event, any crisis, the entertainers were there to make sure that everybody kept smiling, kept the morale up. From, USO shows, you know, all the way back to Shakespearean plays to Egyptian theater, it's always been done. And I think that this is no different. And I'm very thankful that we have a virtual platform that we can do this on safely, but continue not only to have our catharsis, but to give everybody out there, you know, who's attending the show, a real opportunity to kind of let go of all this pandemic fear long enough to enjoy one evening. If I can give them one evening where they kind of forget, I've done my job. And I think it's super great and important.
That's a great point. Is it's not only a release for the performers, but a release for the audience. I did my first show. I haven't done any virtual shows aside from this. I did my first live in-person show this past weekend. And the turnout wasn't. It was good. I mean, we didn't have a huge turnout, but we didn't really want a huge turnout. We just, wanted to get people. Everything was spaced out, but just seeing how appreciative the people were to be able to get out of their house and see something other than, you know, something that's going to drag them down. You know, they came out. They had like I said, I mean, one show, and this is a small room at full capacity. It's like, I think 40 or 45 people. One show we had 20 people, and we had 13, and I think 13 at the second one. Well, third show. We did 3 shows in one night. But just seeing those people, you know, the reactions and how much they were really enjoying themselves, and then coming up at the end of the show and just saying how good it was to get out and see something other than the 4 walls of their house and something on the news that's going to make them depressed as fuck.
Right.
And you know, We need that. We need more of that.
Is
Yeah,
there a
Go
cover to your show this weekend, or how does that work?
What's the ticket price, Sheba?
Yeah, Sheba, that was for you, not for me.
So we have Leela Bell, can you hear? Are you out there?
Yeah, I can hear. Yep, I'm here.
We're here.
And we love you.
Do you want to take a stab at that?
Okay, so we have different levels, different tiers that you can purchase tickets. We've got like a $5 tier for fellow industry peoples. We have a $10 tier, which is just general admission. We have a $25 tier, which is a silver level sponsorship tier. And we have a $50 level, which is a golden VIP. There are different perks to the different tiers, but the main thing is that they're all donations to see the show. So 100% of our ticket sales do go back to the performers. And it's really about just how much people can donate to our entertainers so that they can keep creating and sharing beautiful art. We also understand that in the art community right now, and in a lot of different, employment industries right now, there's some uncertainty in income and job situations. So if anyone is struggling and feels as if they can't even afford to make a $5 donation, we encourage you to just reach out to us. You can reach out to myself or Alistair Graves or Sheba, and we can figure something out in like a bartering system or just a good faith donation to get you in and see some amazing peoples and be part of the experience.
Nice. I like that.
And you can always tip. As we do the show, we give the tip handles to each performer. People can send tips directly to each performer as the show's going along. So we encourage that. But there is so much fun, interactive. We have a booty shaking contest. And that's like my absolute favorite thing is to see all of the camera screens and just butts shaking in the middle of the screen at the same time to music. That's like that.
I'm signing
really,
up just for that.
I know you should come just to sign up for the booty shaking contest. We actually have prizes that you can win. Last month it was sex toys, so you can shake your butt and win a vibrator. What?
Nice. That is awesome.
I like that.
Straight
incentive.
up.
I'm always down for.
This is an incentive program.
So, I just want to say that I'm so happy that, like, I know I said it in our group chat, but in case anybody was watching, we're a very like sex friendly podcast, and that's like sexual exploration, sex worker, and anything in between. So like there's nothing that's like off limits on this show. So, and it doesn't matter if you're anywhere on the spectrum as far as like male, female, trans, or anything else of that variety.
Somebody
like,
into dolphin porn.
Yeah, we like mermaid porn. Hey, Chloe
mermaid
does.
porn. That's what it was.
Mermaid
porn.
porn and walrus dildos. Mermaid porn and
Yes.
walrus dildos is what we're about. So
Yeah. I know. I didn't even ask. I just came in with the deep throat.
no, you're fine.
You're fine. You're fine.
Don't care. That's
I felt comfortable as soon as I came in.
Yeah, no, I can tell you this. Probably none of the audience was shocked by that because that's probably not the most horrific thing they've heard on this show.
no, not even. Not even.
Not close. No, definitely. For sure not.
Hey, we keep it lively here, people, and classy. Classy. We're classy.
It's very entertaining. Us on the entertainment scale.
That's the goal.
Well, he certainly keeps it classy. Look at all the company he's with tonight.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Obviously.
Hell yeah. Let me tell you something. It's not easy being the ugliest guy in the room right now.
Oh, no way.
My goodness.
Stop.
I'm not saying I'm ugly. I'm just saying I'm the ugliest guy in the room.
There's some stiff competition between this group of people, Roger.
Yeah, but a lot of times you got to define the word stiff because it and usually does go either way, you know.
Okay, so let us tease you and entice you and your audience. So, Orianna, tell us about the act that you're going to be bringing to the show.
Well, Sheba, this is a brand new act. I haven't done it before, and Sheba challenged me a little bit and said, do your belly dance thing, and this is my impersonation of you. Do your belly dance thing, but make it spooky.
That is a wonderful impression. That's really good.
Yeah, I'm here all night.
Do you, boo, but make it spooky.
Yeah, I love belly dancing, but you got to make it spooky because it's a Halloween show. And I was like, oh. So I am pulling out my best pharaonic moves and my best ancient Egyptian. We were talking about Egyptology before Sheba came in with the deep throat. And I am doing a mummy. I'm going to be dressed up as a mummy, and it's going to segue from pharaonic to something really fun. It's kind of a surprise, but yeah, I'm coming in with the pharaonic realness and all this.
Nice. I'm getting excited for the show, and I just found out about it.
Well, and if you're not familiar with belly dancing, if you're excited that I'm going to be wrapped up and dressed as a mummy, belly dancing involves a lot of shaking of everything and a lot of.
I'm Lebanese.
Yeah.
I'm Lebanese, so
are
I'm
you
familiar
really?
with. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yes. I don't speak Arabic.
Oh, come on.
I
have no one to talk to.
The only Arabic I ever learned, my great-grandmother came over. Well, actually, my great-grandparents came over from Lebanon. And the only Arabic we ever were taught as kids were bad things. And they would go tell this to Sittu. Go tell this to Sittu. So we'd go and tell Sittu. And Sittu is an Arabic word. So there you go. I speak a little bit of Arabic.
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
It's
I only
Arabic
know the nice
for grandma.
words.
You know the nice words, but and same thing. I'm also Polish, and the same thing with the Polish side. The only
I'm
Polish
sorry?
I ever I'm Polish.
You're Lebanese Polish.
I'm actually Polish, Irish, and Lebanese. I'm a dumb drunk camel jockey. It's
Yeah. Wow, that is a mix.
They use some fucked up lubricant for that. I mean, Jesus. But
That is just wow. A lot of drinking and dancing.
Yeah. And then if they don't like the drinking and dancing, then we just blow shit up. So it works.
Oh my God.
And just to be clear, that wasn't a jab at any of the Arabic countries. That was an Irish car bomb joke.
Oh no, it was hitting
pretty
both.
peaceful.
It was hitting both sides.
I know.
It was hitting both sides.
I know.
I was like, Lebanon? No, not really. No, they're pretty good. Just like, no. No, they're dealing with the blast. They're not causing the blast.
Well, for now, I mean, Beirut had its issues over the years.
Beirut has had very long-standing issues. But anyway, back to the show.
Yes.
If you haven't seen a belly dancer, there's a whole lot of shaking up here and a whole lot of shaking down there and a lot of musicality. And I do things with my body that makes Sheba, Lilabelle, and Alistair really question physics.
Right, now I'm definitely going to watch this show.
You move parts of your body that I was unaware anatomically existed.
All right, now I'm definitely watching this show.
That should be my tagline.
Yeah.
No, Lilabelle was asking if I have a tagline because all the burlesque dancers have taglines like Sheba, Queen of the Night, the best chest from east to west. And Leela was like, what's your tagline for the show? And I'm like, we don't have taglines. I'm just the redhead. Like, I don't, maybe that should be my tagline.
Shimmy and shake and make the earthquake.
I'm just the redhead. There
Wow,
it is.
that's great.
That was wonderful, Roger.
Is that off
That
the
was
cuff?
awesome.
That was off the cuff. Every now and again, on a very rare occasion when the planets are lined up just right, I come up with a stroke of brilliance. Otherwise, it's just
your new tagline.
Otherwise, it's just a stroke.
We can use that.
yeah. Otherwise, it's just a stroke.
Oh, I love it.
Well,
Wait,
Sheba, what are you doing?
We
in this
gotta.
show?
Okay, sorry. Go.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Sheba, what are you
Yes.
doing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do a special act where I am Darth Vader.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Heavy breathing included.
there's definitely going to be heavy breathing. Definitely.
I dig it.
Yeah. And you just have to come to the show to see what the special act is. On Thursday at Tourette's Without Regrets, I will be covered in blood. So these are the teasers that I'm giving.
Okay.
So you have to follow me and come to the shows.
Thursday's going to be an online show as well, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Make sure you send us the links for that so we can put those up.
Yeah.
I will. I can drop them in the comments, or send them to you to post on your page. I would super appreciate it.
Do both.
Okay.
Do either of you have any in-person shows coming up? Oh wait, should I not say that because we're gonna save that for later?
You can say it now and
okay, all right.
Whatever. I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah, so if you guys have any in-person shows, drop those too. Where can we see you in IRL?
I actually am. I have no plans to be in IRL.
Okay.
I am very. I take this very seriously. The pandemic, and I really just. Here's what it really is. I can't afford to be sick, guys. I can't afford it. Mm-hmm. Like, have you heard how much COVID patient? How much? Does anybody know how much it costs? A lot. I can't afford it. Like, I can't afford to get sick, and so I would love to be able to do some outdoor shows. If a venue has an outdoor stage, then I'm on it and I'd be happy to do it. But indoors, just, I've gone to a couple places, a couple shows indoors, and, I'm just personally, I'm not ready. Where was the show that you did, Roger?
It was in Beef O'Brady's in Parrish, Florida.
How was that?
Nowhere. It was good.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody was spaced out. Nobody was on top of each other. It was, done very well. I'm in the same boat as you. I can't afford to get sick, not only for the cost of care, but just can't afford to be sick just because of everything I have to do. Can't afford to not work and stuff like that. Yeah. So if I didn't think that what they were doing was the right thing as far as distancing and everything like that, wearing masks, I wouldn't have done the show. I wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, but I hope that there are, like, the thing is evolution is, inevitable. Like, we have to, like, you've seen, like, a lot more restaurants have parklets, and there's a lot more outdoor dining. And so, like, I know that there's with burlesque, unfortunately, there's also these sticky little blue laws that are from the olden times that are in some of these pocket towns. And so not all areas welcome nudity. You guys, I don't even understand it. Like, how could you not want people to be naked?
I agree.
Because the Bible says.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk to our
country on Puritan values. That's kind of the residual from that.
I wanted to tell our viewers real quick that if anybody who is not familiar with the burlesque community, blue laws are usually county by county or state by state, having to do with how much you can show in public, meaning nipples, anal cleft, frontal, whatever. So that's what blue laws refer to.
Butt cheeks.
Anal cleft
are illegal, which is just like
cleavage, and some are under boob, and some are
under boob.
All of the greatest things in the world, they set these fucking laws preventing them.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify for some of our viewers who didn't know what blue laws are. So
we could solve so much pandemic depression by just sharing more butt cheeks.
Boobies.
More
boobies.
Instant joy.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, OnlyFans did a lot of work on that front for all of us.
Yeah.
And it's kept some people that I know in their apartments, so that's good too.
Yeah, it has kept some people we know making money and paying bills.
Well, that's kind of the unfortunate thing, I think, with some of the performers. And the opposite side of Sheba's point is that a lot of the performer friends that I know are suffering the worst and are starting to go back to live shows. I'm just praying that the venue owners and production places are taking this seriously, because they can't afford not to go back to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the performers that we know, I think I had a live video that I was on the other day that Sheba was on, and several people were just talking to me about. And I think ultimately we've all kind of concluded that you just have to do what's comfortable for you and take your responsibility, into your own hands and just be smart and safe about it. But
that's exactly what I was saying about the show I did this weekend. And that, again, that's the first time since February that I've been on stage anywhere.
right.
Everything was canceled. My New York shows were canceled. Everything was canceled. And, that was my first time back out on stage, and I have nothing else booked. Mainly because a lot of these venues, a lot of the open mics I'm seeing, people are indoors right on top of each other, no masks. I'm not going to fucking do that shit.
For
Exactly.
sure.
Mhm.
I am
And
definitely seeing some
people were
venues
wearing
talk great about
masks,
that.
Roger.
Well, it's a restaurant, so once everybody was seated, they would take their masks off. Now, this place is in Manatee County, and Manatee County masks are optional. However, the majority of people were still wearing them.
Good.
The bar staff, the bar and restaurant staff, the servers and everyone, they still have to wear masks. I don't know if that's by, legal decree or if it's just the establishment. The owner is a very smart guy. I know him well, great guy. But the entire staff were all wearing masks, and the majority of people in the place were still wearing masks. I wore a mask when I wasn't performing. Once I was up on stage, I took the mask off, used my own microphone. So it wasn't as a comedian or even anyone who uses a microphone in their act, that's a way, a grave concern.
Oh, for sure. They're disgusting.
Dude, I did a bit. I used to do a bit where I talk about my first foray into comedy, and a buddy of mine who's an established comedian gave me some pointers, and he told me to practice, and if I don't have a microphone, use like a banana or a cucumber. I mean, I'm fat as fuck. I don't keep those things in the house, so I used the next best thing I could think of, which was my wife's dildo. And as the bit goes, it's fucking me up that this thing's not buzzing, and to be honest with you, doesn't smell the same. And I made the mistake. Usually I would breathe out onto the mic. I made the mistake once of basically putting the microphone right on my nose and breathing in. Dude, I got the nastiest fucking sinus infection the next week.
Yeah.
Learn my lesson. Needless to say, I have not told that joke in quite a long time.
I used to
Pre-COVID, I stopped telling it.
I used to do a lot of gigs at drag clubs and nightclubs that had their drag shows either right before or after us. The microphones they would hand me looked like they'd all been through a rainbow party. You could just see all the different shades of lipstick all over the cages. And they were
I was just going to say, the nastiest thing to see, if you ever go to a karaoke bar, look at the fucking microphone. Look at it good before you sing, because lipstick and spit just caked into the cage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I don't know, Nicole, Orianna, you guys, are you performing?
Yes.
And do you wear a mask when you perform?
Yes, for the most part, yeah. There's one of the stages that we perform at is fairly far away from our audience. So I don't, but definitely when I'm walking through the crowd, even if it's like a busier night and I know that there's going to be like a lot of things. And on top of that, because I work in a nightclub, it helps with like the fog machines and the cigarette smoke and all that stuff anyway. So I just keep it on at this point.
Yeah.
I've only had a couple in-person gigs. I did a birthday party not too long ago, and they were extremely good about it. I made it clear when I booked the gig, like, I can't be on top of you guys. I'm going to be wearing a mask, and everything. And I bought like matching sequin masks for my costumes, right? Because I'm clever and all this, and I thought I had it figured out. So for those of you that don't know, belly dance sets are booked for about 20 to 30 minutes at a piece, where I'm dancing for like 30 minutes at a time. By the time I was done wearing that mask, it was like coming off my face like Darth Vader, right? It was smeared with lipstick on the inside. I don't know why I even bothered to put lipstick on. And I mean, just the amount of sweat from the humidity of me exhaling into this mask was like, oh my God.
I know exactly what you're talking about, like that. Like, fat guy, I sweat a lot. So if I'm like, even if I go to the grocery store, I sweat so damn much, the mask gets saturated. It's like I'm being waterboarded. It's just that, it's that bad. And I'm going to give the world, I want the world to listen to this right now. This is the best advice wearing a mask I can possibly give. Do not eat a tuna sandwich and put the fucking mask on.
Ew. That's really solid advice, Roger.
Seriously, I did it. I can speak from experience. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Do not eat a tuna sandwich and put the mask on. Don't do it.
That's quality advice, people.
I'm here for you. I'm here for the people.
Sheba, we just did the Hell on Heels, which is the Rocky Horror cast in Tampa that I'm the assistant director for.
I wanted to go.
We just did a drive-in show. So it was outdoors. They backed up 2 flatbed trucks, and then we just performed on those.
How the fuck did I not hear about this?
I know.
Same.
It was all over Facebook, but also it was sold out about 2 weeks after we announced it, which was
Son of a bitch.
it was like August.
Yeah.
All right, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Next time you do that, like before you release tickets, just be like, "Hey, Raj, we're doing this."
Yeah, I'll hit you up. It was a really solid show, and it was basically sold out. I mean, all the car spots. And what was interesting to me was, first of all, our cast, because that is such a large cast, and they're so interactive. It's not like a burlesque show or a variety show where it's 1 or 2 people at a time. This is, 5 to 9 people on stage in a scene at the same time. So they all kept their masks on. I just hosted. I didn't perform Frank. I was just the host that night. So I didn't. I was the only one on the stage at that time. It's the size of 2 flatbed tow trucks. There were probably 30 feet before the audience starts. And so I walked up to the stage, and then I took my mask off. And like you said, it's my mic, so it was clean. But I was pleasantly surprised to see that even though people were outside, they were all kind of staying in their own little pods. And then, because obviously it's a drive-in, so they would get out of their cars and set up beach seats and stuff. But they would, if they got up to go to the bathroom or go to the concession tower, they would put their masks back on. People were really, really responsive and respectful of it, even with it being an outdoor venue. I do think it's a challenge, though, Sheba, because, like you said about blue laws, I do worry that burlesque and outside is just not one of those things that go together very well. So,
which is a damn shame.
Right.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I think
about
it's all about how you do it, because there was the strip club in Portland. I don't know if you guys saw that viral video. They did a drive-through strip club, just like those Christmas drive-through, you take the kids and you see Santa Claus. It was just like that, only there were strippers pole dancing. It was magic. It was magical, and I wasn't even there in person.
What's funny is, I don't know if you're referring to the same thing, but one strip club, I think in Tampa a few years back, did one of those holiday toy drives with strippers.
Oh my God.
You drive through, it was, they had the tent set up. So you drive in, there are girls stripping, you give you a donation of a gift. I think they were trying to raise it for, what the hell is Toys for Tots or something like that. But then they called it Toys for Tits. And it was a drive through. It was a bunch of those big white tents. So you drive through, make the donation. The girls are dancing. You make it rain a little bit. And
yes,
Nicole.
On.
Yes.
Orianna, Leela Bell, Alistair, I challenge you. Let's do this. Let's do a Toys for Tits. I need toys, guys.
Well, these are raising toys for kids. Yeah, they're not donating dildos.
But we can do whatever we want. If you build it, they will come, Roger.
And if you play with it, you will come. That's what my grandmother always said.
Yeah, I'm down for a Toys for Tits, whatever. So
I mean, we can give to the children also, but
I'm always down for charity.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You have to give it to the good noble cause. Just This way you could say, hey, we're showing tits, but hey, we're doing this good thing over here. So look at this over here. Now look at this over here.
Did you do any virtual shows? Any virtual comedy shows?
No, I got invited to do a couple, and to me, you know, I can only speak for my own experiences. I need an audience of some kind in front of me because I feed off of their energy. So to sit here and perform my stand-up to a little light on the top of my laptop isn't really comfortable to me. I like I said, I got invited. I wasn't comfortable enough to do it. But there are plenty that have, and some are successful. I don't know if you know who the comedian Ben Bailey is, the guy from Cash Cab, the TV show Cash Cab.
I love him.
He's been going live, I think, on Instagram almost every day, just doing stand up, like every night to his camera. Just every fucking night he's doing stand up, and people are watching him, which is great. But
I should do that, but I'm lazy. I am a lazy stripper.
Stop being a lazy stripper.
I mean, I guess I could even make that into a show. Like, there we are, you guys. I'm gonna do an Instagram, and it's gonna be called The Lazy Stripper, and I'm gonna be on my couch, and I'm gonna be like, da na na na. No.
But you gotta remember, but hang on, you gotta remember, it's Instagram, so you can't violate those community fucking standards.
It's less space. Oh yeah. See, but I just feel like that's what's really holding us back in this world, all these limitations and censorship. Can I get an amen?
Amen. Our show we got bumped off by YouTube. K2 Lemieux is doing a thing with Nicole where she was doing surface piercings like down her forearm. It wasn't like she was piercing nipples or piercing her clit or anything. It was, a surface piercing down her arm, and YouTube booted us off for violating terms of service. Community standards.
Because
haters gonna hate.
Seriously. But that is a big detraction is the fact that there's still in 2020, as liberated as people want to pretend that we are, we're still censored to fucking, to the hilt or to the titties, either way.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, we would be in a better place if people just admitted, like if the mass population just admitted that everybody has sex. Like everybody has sex. Everybody has a body. Everybody is naked at some point or another in their lives. And if we could just get over that fact and stop acting
actually,
like
you need to go a step further. Everybody has sex, and sex is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to discredit or invalidate any of our asexual brethren or sister in here.
Good point.
That's a good point.
Yes, well said.
Just throwing that out there.
Naked sometimes, though.
No, for sure they're still naked sometimes.
Oh yeah, they take showers, I assume.
I'm sure if you're asexual, you're not showering fully clothed. You still
But see, what we're trying to do then is undo like 300 years of English censorship, right? Like England worked really hard to conquer most of the world and then tell them that their naked bodies were taboo. So we've got to work probably longer than that. What?
Do you know what I saw today? Today? I saw some 1924 porn. You know what it was?
Yes.
Do you know what it was? Do you know what type of porn it was? It was an ankle judging contest.
Ooh. Hey. I can appreciate some sexy ankles, all right?
Yeah.
That was my 2 cents.
I love that. I really like vintage porn.
So when I was in California, I went to an arcade and I saw an old school Nickelodeon. And Orianna, you'll appreciate this. It was titled "What the Belly Dancer Does on Her Day Off."
Ooh.
Nice.
So of course I had to watch it. So I put my 5 cents in because it was still very much a Nickelodeon, and it was like an old functioning one too.
Oh wow.
Because it was in a vintage arcade, and they had
Was it powered, or did you have to turn the crank?
I had to turn the crank.
Nice.
So,
wow.
But anyway, you know what? It was basically like her in her room, and her assistant came in and helps her put on her corset, and you know, she was wearing her knee-length knickers, and it was very sexy. So
That's what I do
so
on my day off.
You know, I think there was a certain point in like the 30s and 40s where like we almost got like you could almost get away with more then than you can now. Like a lot of burlesque between the 20s and 40s was like just topless. It was just naked. You know, there were just women that would just get naked on stage, and I don't know too many places.
It was all illegal. That's the thing, though, is burlesque in that age, it was all illegal.
Right.
So you were already, just by being in the speakeasy club in the like during Prohibition era, just by being in the speakeasy, you were partaking in an illegal act. So censorship didn't really mean anything at that point because it was already.
Well, not only that, but if you were in that speakeasy, you were there with the expectation of you were going to see burlesque. So, you know, when it's all like-minded people together in the same room, whether they're participating in, you know, the illegal consumption of alcohol or at that time, the illegal production of a burlesque show with, you know, and with nudity, you know, no one in there is going to be offended because that's what the fuck they're there for.
Right. Well,
you know,
you even see like postcards and stuff, and they were just, it seemed like they were almost slightly more free, which seems so counterintuitive, but like boobs weren't as taboo. There was like this magical era where it was okay, and now they're back, you know, like the old, the vintage calendars.
I think the 70s was the most
free,
the titty.
I would agree with
I
that.
love the 70s vintage, like warehouse calendars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 70s was probably like in burlesque and in like erotic art and stuff like that. I think that's where you saw a lot more.
Even like the magazine articles, like buy a Ford, here's some boobs.
And like it used to be really common for celebrities who were like movie stars and actresses and singers and stuff to be featured in Playboy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like after the 80s, like into the 90s, that kind of became like a bad thing if you were in Playboy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily know if it became a bad thing to be in Playboy specifically, because Playboy was always billed themselves as the classier of the you know, of the skin mags. You know, Hustler and Penthouse, the other two big ones, you know, was more graphic, was more what you would really consider pornography. You know, Playboy in the magazine never showed actual sex, whereas Hustler and Penthouse did. And Playboy had legitimate, well-written articles by quality professional writers and known writers.
Comic strips.
The comic strips are very good,
You know, the art. Whereas again, like Hustler and Penthouse were more raunchy and, you know, going for the dirty sex end. Not that there's anything wrong with dirty sex, but they, you know, Playboy. So anybody who showed up in Playboy, like Pamela Anderson, I forget how many times she was in the magazine. Farrah Fawcett, even, you know, I'm talking about later on. Farrah Fawcett, I think when she did Playboy, she was older. The last time I recall seeing her in Playboy. So I don't think being in Playboy was frowned upon. It was if you were in anything else was frowned upon.
I still think that being in Playboy, like, not recently, can you think about any artists in like the 2000s on that have been featured in Playboy, and that's been like because like I feel like in the 80s or the 70s or even the 60s, it was like a milestone to be featured in Playboy. Like
that was definitely a career achievement.
Right. And like, but like now I feel like that's not the case.
Well, you know, with the change of the way media is presented, Playboy is no longer in print as a magazine, as a paper magazine. It's completely online, and I think they cut back on the nudity on there. I think it's still available online, but I think I remember hearing something they cut back on the nudity, which is fucking mind-blowing. It's 2020, for fuck's sake.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is it seems like we've got this really strong conservative censorship pushback happening. You know, for my lifetime, all 30 years of it, it seems like the older I get, the harder we're having to fight to continue to be uncensored or open up some of these laws or get rid of some of this archaic bullshit.
You know, there's this censorship in like Instagram and Facebook, and there's censorship when it comes to live entertainment. But like anybody and their brother can go to Pornhub.com and see like extremely graphic sexual content.
Right.
Like you don't have to prove your birth date. You don't have to prove anything. Anybody could go on to that website and see anything that's posted there. And there's pretty much no regulation, no holds barred on that website. So, you know, it seems like there needs to be a middle ground somewhere.
You know, there are still places in this country where adult stores, you can't buy a dildo. It's still illegal to purchase a dildo.
Really?
You know,
That blows my mind.
Exactly.
I just looked it up and I wanted to see which modern celebrities have been featured in Playboy.
There's a county in North Carolina.
Yeah. They're personal massagers. No, more recent, more modern celebrities that have been, I guess, mainstream celebrities that have been featured in Playboy in the past couple of years, I guess before it went out of print. Kim Kardashian, Drew Barrymore, Charlize Theron, Pamela Anderson, which we already discussed, Chelsea Handler, of all people, Mariah Carey, Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, well, we knew that, Lindsay Lohan, Olivia Munn, Jessica Alba, Shannon Daugherty, her daughter, I can't say the last name.
Shannon Daugherty was in Playboy?
Uh-huh.
Roger's got some Googling to do.
And,
it's the 90s upbringing, you know, watching 90210 back in the day, you know.
Anna Faris, Jenny McCarthy, Azalea Banks, Carmen Electra, Denise Richards, Brooke Shields, Jerry Hallowell, Dita Von Teese, Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, Kim Basinger. The list goes on. Bassinger. Goldie Hawn. The list goes on. So a lot of what's
Kim
her?
Vicky Vale. That's my favorite iteration of Batman.
Me too. 89. It's like my favorite film.
Nice.
Lizzie Jagger, Cindy Crawford, Farrah Fawcett,
and there was a time.
Jamie Presley. The list goes on. The list goes on. Tara
there was
Reid.
A time where being in Playboy was not only was an achievement. A lot of careers sprung from being featured in Playboy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so that, you know, but again, you know, if they're coming back out of print, it's, you know, well, not out of print, if they're pulling back on the nudity in 2020,
right,
or 2018 or 17, whenever the hell it actually was. You're right. We are moving back. I mean, you know, even on, you know, forget about the nudity end of it, even the comedy end of it. And, you know, Lenny Bruce was arrested and charged for saying the word cocksucker on stage.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then through the 80s, I mean, you watch some of the 80s comedy specials like Eddie Murphy. You watch Eddie Murphy Raw now. If you play that for the masses, you know, everyone's going to be offended by something in it, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, it's great, but both of his comedy specials were just filthy. I feel the same way about George Carlin, who was like one of the most intelligent men to have lived on stage, and yet I don't think a lot of his stuff would pass today. Go ahead.
We talked about this. The night that Lenny Bruce was arrested for saying cocksucker on stage, George Carlin was also arrested because they asked him for his ID and he told the cop, "Fuck you, I don't carry government ID." So they arrested him too. And he wasn't even a comedian yet.
I feel like we're sort of rubber banding with censorship and with what is allowed and acceptable. I feel like, you know, there's these decades where you get this free love and whatnot, and then it slams back. The next decade is, you know, clapping down and being super secure, and then we kind of open it back up, and then it slams down even tighter. And I just feel like it's an elastic band that rocks back and forth like a pendulum.
It really just doesn't make sense to me the way that mainstream media is so sexualized, though, but somehow, like, as long as we don't show female nipples, then it's acceptable. But everything is hyper-sexualized and ultra-sexualized.
It's hyper-sexualized, but it's a situation of I can do it, but you fucking can't. And that's the problem. You know, these people can do it because it's cool, but if we want to do it, it's not cool. And there's no difference.
It's also in big business's best interests to keep sex taboos so that they can use it to market. Because the second that we realize as humans that everybody gets naked and that everybody has a body, once we stop all the taboo about it and all the hype about it, the marketing loses its edge. It's no longer, sharp marketing to use sex. Sex will no longer sell in the same way if it becomes normalized. So it's almost in their best interest not to normalize these things.
I don't know that it would become less effective of a marketing tool, because sex will always sell.
Well, that's true.
It's the world's oldest profession, and it still exists today. So it's
a basic human need. It's on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's right at the bottom of the pyramid. It's an innate, bred in gene for our bodies, and unless you're an asexual person who doesn't experience that, then like it's part of our evolutionary makeup,
right?
To desire
most
that.
Of the populace, yeah.
Yep. Which
Exactly.
is why erotic art and erotic dance is so important in our culture and in society. Is it mirrors that natural desire that everybody has. And I mean, I grew up seeing, going to museums and seeing, Rubenesque burlesque and art and seeing nudity, and the naked body is beautiful. And if more people looked at our art form in the same way that they look at a painting, I mean, Orianna, tell us about like the Egyptian history of like dance and like, like the intrigue and teasing and showing the naked body. Like it's something that is so, it goes back so far in our culture.
Well, we don't have time for the full scope of dance in the Arab world, but actually listening to what you guys are talking about, I mean, burlesque and belly dance are linked within the American dance landscape and the American performing landscape, but in the Arab world, we have a really strong dichotomy that mirrors this almost in a more extreme way, where belly dancers are a lot of times are prostitutes in Egypt, and there's no getting around that. It always has been, it always will be. They are involved in prostitution, and it is illegal. But of course, in Egypt, you just bribe the police and they let you go. You just give them money and you're fine, or you have your papers with you from the contract where you're working at. One of my teachers is actually a dancer in Cairo right now, so she's been telling me all kinds of stories. But you see the same issues coming up where you have a very repressed culture sexually and expressively, where they express themselves in different ways, and their idea of sex is not that far from ours. Like, people think that it's worlds apart. It's not that far apart. They have the internet, they have media, but because there is less of a separation between church and state, there is different upbringings around it and different exposure to it, and it of course depends on country as well. In Saudi Arabia, most movies are completely blacked out. They'll have a black bar over the faces of a couple kissing. Like, they're not even allowed to show that in the media. And it's just a difference in how they view it and what should be viewed by the public. It's really just a strong difference that they have. But then you'll see these girls in the nightclubs that are wearing very little, that are belly dancing. They're using Arab movements, but it's extremely suggestive and it's extremely hypersexualized. And a lot of the dancers are starting their career in almost a Playboy-like fashion with all of these kind of modeling shots on Instagram. And you'll have a lot of traditional backlash of like, why is she doing this? This isn't belly dance. This is this is that. But they get hired and they're making a name for themselves. So it's always that back and forth of like, you shouldn't do that, but here's some money, or do more of it because now it's taboo, or it's going against the grain in some way. So, it is really interesting to see a back and forth between cultures and hear people say almost the virtually same thing, and then say that they're from different cultures. Like it's the same no matter where you go. So I do think in terms of cultural understanding, it depends how you were brought up. Like Sheba said, she was brought up seeing more nudity. Some people just aren't. And when you look at it through that viewpoint, or maybe you're raised very religiously, or you're raised, you know, in an abusive household, there's so many different ways that you could look at this. And I do think media, unfortunately, capitalizes on that, like Alistair was saying, where, you know, they're going to market off of that. They know that it's a trigger point for a lot of people. They know that. And it's going to remain a trigger point for people unless basically we stop giving people money that capitalize on that. But that's a whole nother topic. So yeah, sorry, I just took y'all to school. Sorry.
We're here for it. We're here for it.
This is an educational show. It's not all titties, dicks, and fart jokes.
Yep, deep throating.
Yeah, see?
The little voice in the back.
But that's why I feel like I get to live in a alternative universe, the burlesque world, where we are all body positive and sex positive, and sex work is work, and we have rights, and we celebrate, you know, as being erotic artists, and it's my normal, and I love it.
Well, we might not get there in my lifetime, but I think that we get a little closer every year, and I'm proud of all of the work that you and us and all of the people that I know in this art form. We work tirelessly to sort of destigmatize all this nonsense and get our rights and freedoms, and I'm very proud to be part of that movement, and I think that we all do a very good job of it.
I think that there's always a you know, when you're looking at history, when there's moments where there are huge breakthroughs in culture, historically speaking, right before that breakthrough, we usually see a period of increased tension and increased conflict.
Yeah.
And so I think that there's a little bit of hope there for us to just, you know, things are tough right now. Things are a little scary. There's a lot of tension and there's a lot of conflict where we're at right now in 2020. And maybe we can just look at that and hope that that means that we're close to a breakthrough.
Yes, it's like a societal foreplay.
Yes.
That's the name of my next podcast.
There you go.
It's
you know,
just like foreplay. We're coming close to climaxing.
And if there were more bouncing asses and titties, the world would be a happier place.
Well, that you can't deny. I think there'd be less war if we all just started showing off our bodies. Yeah.
Yes.
She was like, all the
I know. We need to get her a soapbox. It's awesome. It's awesome.
And we will give it to you this Saturday.
Oh yeah, good tie-in.
Cabaret.
No, have no fear. My conservative Christian upbringing has not stopped me from stripping.
Well, to quote the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Catholic schoolgirls rule.
Yeah,
they
one
do.
of their songs. It's a fact.
I am one. One.
That explains so much.
I know.
Yeah, but it just makes it awesome, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, it's 10 after 11 already. All right.
Yeah.
I know. You guys want to keep going? I'll keep going.
I got nothing else to do. What the fuck? Let's go. Let's do it.
Well, I really hope that you guys come this Saturday. We will be super excited to put on an amazing show for you. And you can find us on Facebook, on Make It Rain Productions. And you can also find us on Instagram.
Nice. Yeah. Don't forget to post those links not only to the comments, but send it in a message. This way it can be shared thoroughly and correctly.
Awesome.
I'm excited. So does anybody else have anything else they want to add? Anything else they want to talk about?
I was going to start doing where you can find us all for shows.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You should, not you, whoever's listening, should come to Marquee downtown St. Pete. Is a new nightclub that reopened recently after everything, and we have a kitchen. We're open till 6 a.m. serving breakfast.
Ooh.
So yeah, so you can come get your drink on until 3 a.m. and then when you're trying to sober up before you go home, you can stay and have breakfast. So
I love it.
yep.
It's a brilliant idea.
Other than that, yeah, it's a brilliant idea. It really is. They are taking the necessary precautions for social distancing as well as food handling, which is always important. And as far as me personally, you can find me on social media at Nicole_Raven on Instagram and other various social medias. NIKOLE_RAVEN like the bird. So.
Nice. Orianna, you?
Okay, I just pulled up my schedule.
Must be nice.
Right. Well, to be honest with you, I'm really enjoying the online show thing.
Okay.
I've been doing very well with it, and I gotta say, it's really nice to sleep in your own bed and use your own bathroom, and not have to drive. There is something to that, and aside from being in the Saturday show with my burlesque family, I've been doing a lot of online, what we call haflas, which are Arabic parties. So you can catch me online for a lot of shows there. You can just follow me on Facebook at Orianna Belly Dance. I post about those all the time. I will be performing with Redefiners Multicultural Festival. It's an outdoor festival on November 7th. Redefiners is a nonprofit group that provides Mandarin, Arabic, and Spanish lessons free of charge to the community, especially to refugees. And I will also be performing in Cairo Stars, Chile in November. I will be streaming live into Chile, and I probably have a few Egyptian shows coming up, but I am booking online and in person for New Year's and the holidays. I will only do in person if it is safe, but I am really hoping for some online holiday work. Remember, you can always stream in entertainment wherever you are and enjoy it safely with any of our performers.
Nice. Where else can we find? Did we get all your links?
You can find all of my links at OriannaBellyDancer.com.
Yeah. All right, Sheba, your turn.
Okay, you can go to my website, www.shebaqueenofthenight.com, and you can be connected with all of my social there. My Instagram for sex education and sex coaching, call me at SexPosi Sheba, SEXPOSI Sheba. You can follow my performance Insta at Sheba Queen of the Night, as well as my pinup modeling, which is at Sheba _curvy pinup model. And then you can also find me on Facebook, as well as Twitter.
Nice. Alistair, you sexy bitch, it's your turn.
You can find me on Instagram at agravesmc. You can find me on my Facebook, Alistair, STAIR, the English spelling, the only spelling, Graves, as in
spelling.
where you go when you die. Alistair Graves. Trying to think. Other than this show coming up with Sheba, I'm in talks with a few people about some virtual, some live, but nothing in stone yet. So yeah, just hang out and keep watching. I am currently beginning a YouTube channel, putting some stuff together for that. I'm working on a website now. So right now it's just a fabulous backsplash at alistairgraves.com. But soon there will be things. I'm fighting the good fight of trying to make quarantine a useful time, while also not succumbing to just how depressing it is and how easy it is to sit in your bed and drink an entire bottle of Bombay, which I have never done.
Sure, of course you have. I believe it. You have anything else?
Like that's a YouTube show right there.
Just a live webcam on Alistair's. You know what? Just a live camera on Alistair's bed would just That would be
the
the perfect
thing
thing.
to do at the zoo, except it would be me curled up with my false lashes and a bottle of Bombay in the corner of my bed.
Oh, I would watch that. I would totally watch that.
Lilabelle, where can they find you?
Yes, the lovely Lilabelle.
Well, I will be joining Nicole Raven at Marquee in downtown St. Pete very soon. So keep your eyes on social media to hear more about that. I will obviously be part of the production on Saturday, Coast to Coast Cabaret Terror Tease. I think that's all I have so far. You can find me on Facebook. It's Lilabelle Quaintrell on Facebook, and on Instagram it is at Quaintrell Lilabelle, all one word.
Very nice.
Oh, and I forgot to plug. So Thursday, I'm in 2 shows. One is the Fierce Queer Performing Festivals showcase called Homecoming. It's basically a show of performances that people have made in quarantine. Thursday is also the live Tourette's Without Regrets Devil's Night, and then Saturday Coast to Coast Cabaret.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot to plug something too.
What you got?
Oh, on Halloween, if you're in the South Florida area, Submission South Beach is making its return after a few months. So that is a fetish party, which will be held at Rain Gentlemen's Club. We're taking over the evening, do some kinky stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so that's on Halloween.
On the YouTube comments, rather, TJW is asking, is Marquee on First Avenue over by
Yes, it
Starbucks,
is.
the old platforms?
Yes, correct. That is on. So every Friday and Saturday, they are open from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
As far as me, I have jack shit on my schedule. So book me. I do weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, bris, you name it. If you fucking pay me, I'll come tell dick jokes. I'm good. So you can find me on all social media platforms at Real Roger Nelson. You can follow this show on all social media platforms at Fubar Weekly. Fubar Weekly. Yeah, so follow us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, yada, yada, yada. That's it. I appreciate everyone coming on. Orianna, thank you. Sheba, thank you. Lilabelle, Alistair, Nicole, Nicole's mom, Nicole's dad, because they were here before.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, everybody. We do
Nicole's
this every
cat. Can we give
Nicole's cat.
Where's the cat?
He just
look at that face. He's like, fucking,
Oh.
I hate this shit.
he is the nicest cat. Sorry, he's the nicest cat in the world.
Yeah, until I walk in your house.
No, he never did anything to you.
He doesn't like me.
He
don't like me.
He just has RBF. It's a
RBF.
resting bitch face.
Oh.
Me too.
I was gonna say there's no reason for her to be scared. I love pussy. Come on,
It's
kitty
a-
cat.
He's a boy. I don't know how many times I have to tell you my cat is a boy.
I didn't want to
That
fuck it. I mean,
explains a lot of why I was scared.
Jesus. Anyway, you degenerates, I love you all.
I love you all.
Love you.
love
Thank you
you.
so much for having me.
Thanks for
Thank
coming on,
you.
ladies and gentlemen. We do this every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. Watch, like, share, subscribe, etc., etc. Don't forget to spay or neuter your children. Nicole.
Fubar out.
Tits. Support them.
Tits was the last thing that went out. So that's a